Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. It is by myself tonight. No Jim, no Ty. You guys are welcome. But anyways, Pittsburgh Pirates. Tonight's game, I got to say, it actually wasn't terrible. That's saying something. But no, I mean, you could say the game started out not doing too hot. It seemed like it was going to be pretty bad game. And then it got exciting. It got pretty fun. Pirates took a lead, had a lead for most of the game going forward. And then it didn't become fun anymore. Pirates do end up losing today 7-5. But really, all in all, there's a lot of positives to take from this game. Let's just start from the transactions today. So Jack Sawinski does get recalled. He is in the lineup to his very first game. He's in the lineup today. He batted 6th in the lineup today. And then in doing so, they optioned Bly Madris. So that was and I think a lot of people were speculating that he was going to be making the roster. I know Diego Castillo posted a picture on Instagram congratulating him for coming back to the major leagues, and then it got deleted. So I know a lot of people were speculating that was going to happen, and it did, of course, today. So as mentioned, Jack Sawinski does get called back up. Now, mind you, we were pretty critical on him being sent down at the time. I know I felt he struggled. We know he struggled. I forget the numbers. It was like 1 hit out of like 33 plate appearances or something like that. It was a big struggle. But I felt like it was best to just keep him here, let him work through things. I don't know why they were, like in his case, quick to send him down. But mind you, the struggles continued in Indy. It's not as if he went down and just lit it on fire in Indianapolis. He was struggling down there quite a bit too. But he comes back up today, sends down Bly Madris. Josh Van Meter survives once again. Greg Allen still on the club. We can get into that discussion here. But regardless, Bryce Wilson gets the nod tonight. Now, Bryce Wilson's last outing, he lasted 1 inning. Looked terrible. I know I had the question. I asked it to Tyler. I asked it to Jim. You know, at this point in time, if you were to pick one pitcher, would it be Bryce Wilson? Would it be Zach Thompson? They were kind of split on both sides. Neither are really good, but albeit he makes his start again today, and it was not a good start for Bryce Wilson once again. He only lasts 3 innings, so his last 2 starts, 4 total innings. Today he gives up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Now, mind you, the thing I said about Bryce Wilson is the one, I say encouraging very loosely when I say this, but the one encouraging thing about Bryce Wilson is due to him not being a good pitcher, at least he's not walking people. So when he gives up damage, right, when he goes and does his non-good pitching things, the damage is minimized. And, you know, at least you can maybe with a good offense get through a game and potentially get out a win. So today with only 3 innings pitched, he did walk 2 batters. That caused some more damage. He was giving up very hard hits, which has been like his MO. Like that's his thing. He's not a good pitcher. He doesn't have swing and miss stuff. And to be honest, he gives up a ton of hard hits. And today, no different. In the 3 innings he did pitch, he gave up 6 batted balls, 100 miles an hour or more. Again, just not pretty. But mind you, that's kind of was like the story to start off the game. Let's talk about the Pirates side of things. The Pirates starting off with Ono Cruz, who, by the way, led off the game again today, which I'm all for. For the people who are saying he's a 199 hitter, why is he leading off? Listen, I get that. If this was a normal year, if the Pirates were contending, I don't want to see O'Neal Cruz leading off the way he's performing right now, but this is clearly a developmental year because Ben Cherington has said, I'm not going to put out a winning product because I still have Josh Van Meter on this ball club on August 29th and Greg Allen on this ball club. 6 in plate appearances in the month of August on all players for the Pirates in the month of August. And they're very bad. They're very poor players. So this isn't a year where you are creating a lineup designed for ultimate performance. So if you're talking about O'Neal Cruz, the 2022 version of O'Neal Cruz, you're looking at a development. So for one, batting him first, he gets the most plate appearances. It's good for his development. Sees a lot of pitches, but he also has actual people behind him that MLB pitchers fear. So you might not be going and giving your best guy out there for O'Neal Cruz. And like it kind of showed today. I mean, we saw teams pitch around him a little bit as well. You didn't see them bring in the lefty right away because O'Neal Cruz is up because, hey, Brian Reynolds is behind him as well. And behind him is Ben Gamble and Michael Chavis. So that's why, and I know Tyler's really big on this. I think Tyler was the first to mention, with us that's where he wants to see him. Jim's on board with it. That's why when we talk about O'Neal Cruz batting first, that's the reasons. Because it's not that they're designed to this lineup isn't designed to win games. So if you're not doing that, let these guys get better. So O'Neal Cruz does lead things off today. Hits a screamer, 113 miles an hour. Had an expected batting average of 830, and it's an out. Next up, Brian Reynolds has an expected batting average of 590. It's an out. So Corbin Burns gets out of, a little bit of luck there. Then, as mentioned, Bryce Wilson takes the mound. He gives up 106 miles an hour. He gives up 170 miles an hour. Both 770, 670 expected batting averages. All line outs. So he gets out, right? He gets lucky. Corbin Burns gets lucky. That like sets the tone, right? Both give up some hard hits. Defense plays. Outs are made. Problem is, there goes my alarm. Problem is, the luck didn't hold strong for Bryce Wilson, as mentioned. So he's already gone an inning, giving up 2 batted balls of 100 miles an hour. His second inning out, 2 batted balls, 100 miles an hour. Single ground out, escapes that again, right? Third inning, that's where things fall apart. Single, 106 miles an hour. Single, 104 miles an hour. Single, 95 miles an hour. Double, 106 miles an hour. There's 3 runs. There's Bryce Wilson in a nutshell. And again, problem is he walks guys in between. So he's just getting hit hard all day, which didn't last long. 56 pitches, 3 innings, gets yanked. That's what I mentioned. Brewers are taking the lead. This is where the game gets no fun. You just see things happening. The Brewers are going to take this lead. They're going to take this game. Pirates offense is still just meh, right? But things kind of change. Now, before I get into the Pirates offense here, just want to go ahead and mention how that Eric Stout comes in. Now, Eric Stout had a labor as well. 50 pitches in 1.2 innings. 2 hits, 2 walks as well, 3 strikeouts. Escape some things. And again, leading into that, right? Bryce Wilson already did his damage. Now Eric Stout's coming in. So you're just expecting this game to fall apart. And that's why I say, like, Stout did his job, gave up 0 earned runs, but it's not as if he did it looking pretty. So Eric Stout gets through it. Ramirez comes in, gives up a scoreless 1.1 as well. So, I mean, the bullpen's doing what they need to do to keep the team in the game. It is just 3 runs, even though, again, we're talking about the Pirates offense. 3 runs seems unattainable for a lot of reasons. But that, again, that stopped. The Pirates strung some hits together. O'Neal Cruz comes up to bat, hits a monster home run against Corbin Burns, who was, it was a really good plate appearance too as well. The one thing I got to say about O'Neal Cruz today, he had some really good at-bats. So obviously we mentioned the first 2 hits he had were both 113 miles an hour. The second one, 117 miles an hour for the home run. But again, like his approach, like he looked actually good. That last at-bat, I guess I'm going to hit myself. I'll get there. But O'Neal Cruz hits a home run. It's 4-3 ball game. And again, a monster home run. This is the thing that excites you about Ono Cruz. And this is why I'm starting to get very testy lately. And I'm sorry. And as I said it to Jim on Twitter, because I called out Tim Benz on something. I'm just tired of the stupid opinions and stupid takes anymore. And I've been pretty nice and tolerant, and it's just starting to come out. But for all the people that want to go off about Ono Cruz's numbers, and like, why does he get all this love? And why are people always talk about the exit velocity and all these other things? He's batting 199. He strikes out 40% of the time. Yes, he is. No one's ignoring that. We all understand that. Ono Cruz isn't performing. But that's not the story to Ono Cruz. Ono Cruz needs to perform. Ono Cruz needs to get better. And then to do so, part of that is maybe batting him leadoff in this developmental year. Put some actual batters behind him that can hit, so he's not constantly facing the best lefty, which is his struggles. And if he's batting first, he's seeing all these, plate appearances to get better. It's about the development. Why we recognize he's struggling. I get that. But on the flip side, things that he does is so incredible. Nobody does it. I can't say nobody, but I'll say this. No one has the complete package that he does. Can players throw as hard as him? Yes. Can guys hit as hard as him? Yes. Can guys run as fast as him? Yes. But there's no one out there else that can do all of those in one package. He plays good defense. He has a very iffy arm, which we saw again today. Now the arm, it's strong as hell, but he's not accurate a lot of throws. And Chavis bailed him out again today. He's got to clean that up to be more effective, right? He hits the ball very, very hard. And the thing about hitting the ball very, very hard is we saw it today with Bryce Wilson out there. If you hit the ball hard, chances are you're going to do damage and get on base. He has to start making better contact so that way that skill set comes into place. But this is why you're allowed to be excited. And I'm so sick and tired of people hating on people for being excited about Ono Cruz. He does some really amazing things. This is why you're excited to see the growth, because if he can put it together, holy hell, the player that he can become. And for a fan base that's starving for any actual talent, why on God's green earth are you bashing people for actually being excited for the one guy on this team that has talent? You've watched month over month, game over game, Josh Van Meter and Yoshi's and Greg Allen's, all these players that are just terrible. And the one guy that does phenomenal things does something, and all you want to hear is negativity. People complaining about you being excited for watching and being excited for that one guy that does something that's magnificent. Holy hell, look what he's doing. This isn't done before. You're allowed to be excited for it. And no one is dismissing that he's struggling. But this is an offense and an organization that kind of really needs him to hit. So I understand people being encouraged and wanting that thing to happen, because it kind of needs to happen. So be on board and watch it to come to fruition, because if it comes to fruition, you're kind of seeing a player who, I'm not going to go on the edge of the face of baseball, but this is a guy who's batting 199, and you constantly see him out there every single night on national baseball media for things that he does. So imagine if he's batting 270, what he can become. So yes, please, fans, be excited and at Tim Benz every single time you are, or whoever else you are. It's stupid that you shouldn't be excited for these things. But anyways, Ono Cruz does come with the bat, hits the ball. It's a 4-3 game. And this is another thing I'm going to talk about, which we've been talking about time and time again. But Rodolfo Castro, he has, we marveled Ono Cruz's home run, but Castro hit the hell out of that ball as well today. He hits another home run today, his 5th on the season. For the season, he's now batting 254. His OPS has crept up to 755. I didn't do the numbers after this game, but again, still he goes 1 for 4 today with a home run, all against a righty as well. Like, I know Jim and I go back and forth a little bit. Jim seems to be all forward with he's an everyday second baseman. And I'm still like, I'm hesitant. The thing is, the splits, he crushes lefties. Righties, he doesn't fare too well against. But like, this is why I'm getting more and more encouraged. 1 for 4 tonight with a home run. His last game, 2 for 4. Last game, 2 for 4 before that. He's doing damage against righties now. Before this game, his WRC plus versus righties was 90. With the home run today, I'm sure it's at about league average. Like, he's probably going to be stronger versus lefties than righties for his career. But if he can be league average against righties and match lefties, I mean, you're talking about an everyday player. And for all the things that we're excited about Ono Cruz about, I'm kind of putting Rodolfo Castro in mini Cruz territory. Like, we see the speed from him. You see the athleticism, the power, the arm strength. Like, he's not on Ono Cruz level, but by God, does he have the tools? And I understand he has some issues with some boneheaded plays. And it's very, very small sample, but like, the positive, we haven't really been talking about those too often for like the past week. Again, that's coachable stuff, but the tools are screaming right now. And I don't know what it is. And it's still very small sample to talk in this latest, recall. But I mean, I think we're about 70 plate appearances since his last call up. But what he's been doing in a short amount of time, like I said, like, the tools are just screaming at you right now. Again, with Ono Cruz, how the tools just scream at you. Cruz clearly has a higher ceiling, but I'm getting more and more bought in with the Rodolfo Castro every game. With how you probably felt he was at the beginning of this year after seeing last year, right? I mean, he's still very young, right? But Castro, maybe he become a utility guy, maybe. And with every game, I feel like right now in the 2022 season, I feel like he's really proving himself. Like, he wants to make a statement that he is going to be the everyday second baseman next year. And who does he have to fight against? Really, I mean, you're talking about Kevin Newman, who I think all of us have penciled out for this team for next year. I know Kevin Newman again today did go for 2 for 4. Like I said, he is still collecting hits. He's still producing to a Kevin Newman standard. But like, Rodolfo Castro is just showing you like what he can do. And it's nothing that Kevin Newman can do. Like, Rodolfo Castro has legit power, legit speed, strength. He's actually pretty patient at the plate as well. I'm really liking a lot of stuff from Rodolfo Castro. And like, for a season that has Josh Van Meter, Greg Allen, like all those guys I keep talking about, like, for the rest of the season, my eyes are on, of course, Ono Cruz, right? Like, how he finishes, how he progresses, if he progresses, of course, but also just Rodolfo Castro. Like, those are the two guys that excite me the most. Yeah, Jack Swinski being back up, that's good. I want to see how he continues. Marcano, to a degree, I mean, he's really struggling still, and I have my reservations against him. But like, Rodolfo Castro, like, how he finishes this season, you might be looking at your everyday second baseman next year. Because who's really taking it from? Marcano, Newman, Diego Castillo? If he continues this, and again, and the big thing for me is righties. Like, how does he finish strong with righties as well? Castro and Cruz as your middle infield could, again, you're talking about the fun factor. You're talking about the intrigue, the exciting factor. Holy hell, what those two can do, the talent, the tools they have, they can put it together and be actual good, productive players all around too. That's a big thing. Yeah, Dale says about Bay. I want to see Bay as well. The thing is, Castro's here. He's been here. Bay's not even on the 40-man yet. That, to me, I feel like is probably Castro's biggest competition next year for second base is G1 Bay. And I swear his ass better be here in September when these rosters expand. because some people fact that they're expanding, but like, come on, can we get rid of Josh Van Meter? Can it happen? There is no point. He's had 16 at bats so far in the month of August, 3 hits in the month of August. Now, listen, I'm thankful he's not starting over Rodolfo Castro and taking at bats away from these guys like he once was. But now we're at the point where there's no value. There's no point of him being here. Get him off the team. Get Bay up here. Start mixing up some of these players. Listen, I love Ben Gamble. I like Ben Gamble. I think like he deserves to be on this club for the rest of the year regardless. He can actually provide veteran leadership. But it's becoming time for Ben Gamble to take that step back. Get Bay up here. There's where the at-bats go. Ben Gamble doesn't make as many starts. He doesn't get as many plate appearances. He becomes the clubhouse guy. He gets some starts here and there, but that's where the at-bats open up with. Like Swinski's already here. Ben Gamble's got to start taking that step back. So I'm with you. G1 Bay, I'm liking a lot from what I see of him and his skills. And I think he actually is the one that presents the biggest battle for Rodolfo Castro. But again, Castro's the one that's here. Castro's the one that's doing it right now. So if there's one that's going to be taking position of second base, to me, it's almost Castro's right now to lose. But yeah, very good point, Dale. Bay's probably the one that battles him the closest with it. But anyways, yeah. So Rodolfo Castro had another good game. Good defensive plays as well. He just, like again, he is really, really intriguing me, and it's happened very quickly. So yeah, with that said, just kind of going down the lineup. So Brian Reynolds, 2 for 4 today. I mean, he is Brian Reynolds. He's good. Yeah, going back, Dale says not sold on the defense. I'm with you. Like, that's the thing. This is going to be the Castro show. Whatever. It is what it is. You have every reason not to be. And you're 100% correct. I'm not sold on it either, but there's a lot of stuff that I like. There's a lot of things about his defense that I do like. And I just feel, again, like a lot of stuff with Castro, I feel can be optimized with good coaching. Now that's asking for a lot too. And I understand that. But like, I feel like he has all this skill set. He has the athleticism. You see the glove. You see the plays he makes defensively with the glove. You see the arm that he has. I feel like if he can get coached up, he could be a good defender. But it's not there yet. And I get that. And Marcano, by God, he's a great defender, especially in the infield. Bay, I can't really judge, but I feel like he probably is a better defender as well. I just feel like Castro could be. He could be. A lot of his stuff, I feel, he's got the tools. He's got the skills. It's the coaching that's going to make him even better. So we'll see what happens. But okay, I will move on from Castro then. So yeah, Brian Reynolds goes 2 for 4 again today. Still kind of continuing his big August. Good on him. Chavis goes 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts. A big strikeout at the end. It was a good battle. But Chavis is, I think we're clearly seeing what he is. And I will not fault the Pirates at this point in time for exposing him. And he's going to get exposed. And his numbers are going to get weaker and weaker. Because at least at the beginning part, they weren't exposing him much because they're batting him versus lefties and sitting him versus righties. But to do so, to sit him versus righties, you're playing Yoshi, you're playing Josh Van Meter and such. And they're at the point now where Josh Van Meter isn't seeing it. Like, they're just going to go ahead and play Chavis at first versus righties, which we were asking for all along. If anything, because of the glove, which once again today, he proved it with that one throw by Cruz. Chavis bailed him out. Like, his glove for not being a first baseman as well. He is not a first baseman. This team does not have a first baseman on the roster. He is not one, but he's playing the part of one. And he's playing exceptionally well for Michael Chavis not being a first baseman. Okay. He's made some errors. There's been some times where, he hasn't done the job, but overall he really has. So because he's the best first baseman on this team, I'm okay with him going over 5 today versus a righty, because he's going to do that. But at least he was able to make that play today with Ono Cruz defensively. So his numbers overall are going to look bad by the end of the year. But I think he hits lefties well enough. He can play different positions. He's on this roster next year, and he can be productive in that role, in a platoon guy facing lefties. Kevin Newman, as mentioned, 2 for 4 today. Sawinski does get the call back up, as we talked about. He goes 1 for 3 today. First at bat, gets a hit. Nice to see, right? I mean, this is the guy who was sent down. I think a lot of people questioned it. I think a lot of people felt like it was motivated by manipulating Super 2 potentially, which, by the way, like, he might be a day or two shy of that. So we'll see what happens. But he does come back up 1 for 3, and then he gets picked off on the bases. So it was a good moment for him until it wasn't. Marcano goes 1 for 3 today. Jason DeLay goes 1 for 3, a big hit. He had a big hit there and drew a walk at the end in the 9th inning, which Greg Allen replaced him on the bases. So again, this was the Pirates potentially coming back. He was the first person to face Devin Williams, gets walked, sets the table, does what he needs to do. Again, like, I'm just like pleasantly pleased with Jason DeLay. There's nothing that screams he's a good player. I mean, again, hell, he's got a 612 OPS. He's not good, but I just feel like he doesn't harm the team. And that's all I'm asking for now, especially in this catching situation. He just doesn't harm the team. He comes through with some pretty big hits, doesn't do anything crucial to hurt you. And that's just what today was again for him. So again, just 1 for 3, but it was the time of the hit was good. The time of the walk was really good. So there's your offense. What I do want to talk about. So Will Crowe gets the L today. Will Crowe comes in, pitches just 0.1 innings, gives up 3 earned runs, 2 homers. Just not a good outing from Will Crowe. Before him was Underwood. Underwood looked really good his first inning. Comes in for the second one because that's what we got to do, right? This bullpen has to be used multiple innings. So comes out for the second one, gets pulled rather quickly, only goes 0.2, allowed a base runner. That's when, of course, Crowe comes in. The very first guy hits a home run, and now Underwood's charged that earned run, right? So Underwood goes 1.2, gets an earned run, but actually it was a good outing by him. I was encouraged to see what Underwood did, as I typically am, especially with that first inning with him. But Crowe didn't have it today. And so, like, what I want to say about Crowe, he's got the 3.5 ERA now. I feel like at the end of this year, you're going to look at Crowe and kind of be mixed, because we all remember early season Will Crowe, and we remember Will Crowe being good. And at the end of the year, the last taste in your mouth is going to be that struggling Will Crowe. And we look at the overall numbers, they're pedestrian, and it's like, maybe Will Crowe isn't good. But I really feel like I'm still very encouraged by Will Crowe. It's just so unfortunate the way this bullpen has to be used. And it really does have to, because like, this is another piece that could have been built rather cheaply and it could have been kind of effective. But that was omitted pretty much for the most part by Ben Cherington. So you have Bednar's been on the IL for how long now too? Like, you have guys going on injured list. You have guys struggling because of multiple innings. So think about last year. This is what I'm going to do. So let's go back 1 year. Last year, the big guys was Underwood. Underwood was used a ton. Chris Stratton was used a ton. When you look at relievers in all of MLB, Chris Stratton threw 79.1 innings last year, 6 in all of relievers. Dwayne Underwood pitched 72.2 innings last year, 13th of all relievers. And I think the story for both of them was about the same. You know, I felt like Underwood was better than what his numbers shown. You know, last year he had a 4.33 ERA. Chris Stratton ended the year had a 3.63 ERA. But I felt like I was more encouraged by Chris Stratton earlier on than later. And like, I feel like that's what we're doing with Will Crowe right now. Will Crowe's entering that territory. He has 60. Where am I at? Oh, this is last year still. Hold on, guys. Let me pull up. I thought I was prepared. I think he's at like 65 innings right now. So as of today, Will Crowe leads Pittsburgh in innings with 64.2. innings pitched, which for MLB, I believe, is fourth. He's fourth right now in all of Major League Baseball for relievers. And I just feel like what we're finding and seeing right now is a very overworked Will Crow. And just by default, he has to go out there for multiple innings. He has to go out there a lot because if the team wants to win, you have to have effective relievers. And he's it. He's the guy. And I just want to, I'm preparing people because it's not looking good now. And I just have this feeling it's going to get uglier for Will Crow. And at the end of the season, you're going to hear a lot of people down on Will Crow and probably writing him off. And I'm here to tell you, don't be that person. Go into next year still fresh because it's not his fault that he has to be fourth in MLB in innings pitched for relievers. It's Ben Cherington's fault and Shelton to a degree because he still has to use these guys for multiple innings for some reason. So yeah, Will Crow didn't look good tonight, but please chill. We're all Pirates fans. I understand and realize a lot of Pirates fans are fickle, and it's what you've done for me lately. And there's a lot of overreactions and extremes. And that's why, again, I'm here to tell you that be kind to Will Crow. It's not his fault that he's bad. Just as it wasn't really Chris Stratton's fault last year that he was that bad, or Dwayne Underwood's last year that he was that bad. It's the organization and what they set them up to do, and they're setting up basically to fail. So those are my last words to end this show tonight for the post game. Be kind to Will Crow. He actually has done a really good job, and I still believe in Will Crow. And I think next year he can be a big part of this bullpen. He's going to need to be, and things will probably be looking more towards the first half than what his second half is. So that's everything. I didn't look at tomorrow again. You guys know better. Tomorrow the Pirates play again. I know it's at 8:05. So the Pirates play the Brewers. I'm sorry, 8:10. It's going to be Mitch Keller Day versus Jason Alexander. So I guess Jason Alexander and Newman in the same game for you Seinfeld fans. So yeah, Mitch Keller. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for Mitch Keller Day. But that's the show. That's it. I appreciate you all for watching. As always, thank you. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully Tyler will be on as well with myself. But until then, bye-bye.